2, 1. Magandang umaga, magandang araw, magandang gabi. Hello Internet Kaibigans, ako po si Rachel, your favorite FILAM Fangirl. And today, we are talking about Filipino superstitions for moving into a new home. And it's mainly to address the elephant in the room. By the time you watch this, I'm probably more than likely, I'm moved already by the time you watch this. That is why we have all these boxes around me. Let's address some of the Filipino superstitions when it comes to moving homes. There's a ton of superstitions out there, so... Hi, cutie. He's so cute. He loves coming in my streams. Sit down. I guess we have a Shadow here again. Shadow, you're really distracting. Can you at least face the camera? Shadow, can you face the camera? Look over there. Good boy. If you don't know already, Filipinos have a ton of rituals and superstitions around everyday life and major events, such as weddings, birthdays, holidays, funerals, and I've touched on some of them in older videos. So the most consistent rituals that I've done and followed with Filipino superstitions is the lipat bahay. So lipat bahay is things that you do when you're moving into a new home. And I've done this, I want to say, I think I've done this 7 or 8 times already because Mark and I have moved so much in our growth of our family and our career changes and whatnot. Why we do these rituals, or why I do them, is mainly because it's for all of the good things. It's kind of like, it's honestly the same reason why I truly believe in and practice feng shui as much as possible. So Filipino superstitions about moving into the home is really just about welcoming as much good fortune and as much good luck, good health, good wealth, good happiness into our lives. Whether you believe in it or not, there is no harm in practicing any of this, just because really what it comes down to is the fact that these practices just welcomes positive intentions as you move into a new space. Here are the list of things to bring into your new home on day 1. Bread. And when I say bread, I mean freshly bought or freshly made bread. You want to make sure it's not expired. So I try to get that about a day or 2 before. A new broom, salt, a bag or container full of rice, and lots of coins. When entering a home, you want to bring all of these things because it represents the intention of welcoming prosperity. And we want a lot of that. What am I doing? And we love prosperity. Bringing in rice represents the intention to never go hungry. That's important while living in that new residence. And historically, rice has been a livelihood for millions of Filipinos, both in the Philippines and around the world. So Filipinos around the world. Rice provides income sources and day-to-day nutrient needs for Filipino families, thus representing the wealth and the prosperity. Exiting through the entrance the first time around. So after entering your new home with all of these things, you want to immediately, leave your stuff, walk in, leave your stuff on wherever you need to leave it, and then immediately walk back out the entrance door. So this is actually a superstition. It might be an Irish superstition too, where you shouldn't be exiting out of any other place until you exit the entrance first time around. Sprinkling salt in every room. Salt is used to ward off evil spirits across multiple cultures. That is no different for Filipinos. Filipinos believe that the action of sprinkling salt in every single room when you first move is meant to ward off evil spirits or creatures. And I wouldn't take any chances with this one because Filipinos just have so many mythical creatures and legends and just a lot of scary things. So yes, we are definitely doing the salt thing in every single room. Throwing coins across the living room. This doesn't have to be done upon immediate arrival in the home. In our case, because we always get movers, we'll go in first and have everything laid out in one little co-located space, and then do the coins after they've moved all of our boxes into our home. Once the movers move all of the boxes and furniture into the new home, my husband and I throw a large number of coins, usually quarters, across the living room to attract wealth and opportunity within the family. Bonus tip, I read somewhere that if you are in the corner of the room and you throw the coins, it actually is meant to represent money entering the home. So it's like an outward, inward, or from out to in. So that's just a bonus tip. Most of the time, I just see people just throwing out the coins. Another bonus tip, but this one is related to feng shui instead of Filipino superstitions, is to place quarters in the corner of every single window. And that is, one, meant to ward off evil spirits, and two, attract positive energy. And we love that for us. We want to make sure we're attracting in positive energy. After you do the act of throwing and putting the coins, some people immediately pick up the coins right after. Typically we do, just because it's a safety hazard, and also Shadow, he's like right here. Can you see him? Shadow is walking around, so don't want him to slip and fall either. So we'll usually pick up the coins right after we do that, but we will leave our coins in the window throughout our duration of living in that new home. So those are the main things that we do. There are 3 things you should not do when moving into a new home according to Filipino superstitions. The first one is to exit through a non-entrance. So to explain that a little bit more, Irish superstition believers states that your first exit from the home should be through the entrance, because failure to do so would bring bad luck into the home. I noticed that Filipinos are just really good about grabbing different pieces of other cultures and superstitions and rituals and making it their own. Well, maybe this came from Irish superstition, but I've read in multiple forums that this is actually a thing in Filipino superstition too. Second thing that you shouldn't do is receive knives as gifts. So family and friends want to share in the joy of you settling in and get you a housewarming gift. But it is important that you do not receive knives or other things with sharp edges, because it said that the knives and the sharp edges will not only cut that gift giver out of your life in the future, but it'll go so far as the gift giver turning into an actual enemy in your life. Now that I think about it, someone did give me and Mark a gift, a housewarming gift with sharp edges, and they're no longer our friend. Coincidence? I think not. Okay. And last but not least, bringing old items into the new home. So logically, you don't want to bring in expired bread, expired rice, or expired things. You know, that's why I said in the list of things to bring in new bread and rice, and new salt. But one thing that I actually, out of everything on this list, I truly believe in, Filipino superstition wise, is the practice of not bringing in an old broom, because the old broom holds an energy of the bad luck and the past negativity from your previous home. I don't want to do that. And for all the 7 or 8 times that I have moved, I have always tossed the old broom and got a new broom. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video podcast. I know it was a lot more short and sweet compared to yesterday's, but I do appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow as we celebrate this Filipino American History Month every day this month of October.